What's up, guys? Welcome back here to FrankTwitterRicci.com. So we're in the month of October. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it just so happens that I've been exposed to people with cancer pretty predominantly lately. Friend of the family. A couple of weeks ago, I had to serve on jury duty, and it was a case for mesothelioma, which is cancer caused from asbestos. I couldn't serve due to personal reasons, but that's a whole nother topic. And, you know, when they're picking the jury, one of the things they want to find out is if any of the prospective jurors have a personal connection with anybody dying of cancer or battling cancer. And I swear to you guys, I'd say like 1 in every 2 people that were called up, maybe 3, have been affected by cancer, whether it be a family friend or a loved one, etc. So, you know, it really like just hit me like, wow, this is an epidemic and it's pretty serious. So my question to you guys is, what are you doing on a daily basis to make sure that you live your life cancer-free? Now, you know, I have heard of people that, you know, eat a certain way, live a certain way, kind of following, you know, some may follow certain holistic principles, some may follow all of them. And you know, sometimes you still hear of this stuff creeping up. You know, there's only so much we can do as far as when we're exposed to all environmental toxins in the air, the water, our food, chemicals, things like that, color dyes, etc. But what we put in our body, we can control. That's the only thing we control, what we put in our body and our thoughts, because that plays a factor too. Stress produces acid, acid is linked to cancer. The rule of thumb is cancer does not thrive in an alkaline system. So if you're constantly having acidic thoughts, stressful thoughts, it's a problem. So I guess, you know, what I always tell clients is whatever you're putting in your body, you're either feeding or fighting disease. There's nothing, maybe aside from water, that's neutral when it goes into the system. And if it's contaminated water, then that's not even neutral. But pretty much everything we put in our body is going to have a positive or a negative effect, feeding or fighting disease. So, you know, that's the thing. Like, we're exposed to so much crap, radiation, chemicals, etc., that, you know, one of the things we can control is what goes into our body. And, you know, what are we doing about that? How are we trying to impact our thought process, which is also connected? Are we getting enough sleep? Are we getting enough exercise? Are we, you know, are we recovering enough? Are we, from our workouts, are we getting massaged? Are we drinking alkaline water? Are we drinking green juices? Are we fasting? What are you doing to try to help prevent you or a loved one to be exposed to this epidemic in our country? What are you doing? Now, if you follow the principles of healthcare, that's actually sick care. Healthcare, there's nothing preventative about healthcare. Healthcare is going to treat your symptom, treat your illness with poison. So they're trying to get a sick person healthier by giving them poison. That, you know, does not add up. So in honor of this month of Breast Cancer Awareness Month and just everyone doing, you know, something for the cure, you know, instead of looking for the cure, why don't we try to figure out what the cause is and just prevent it altogether? I mean, I think that makes more sense. So, you know, all of these fundraisers, which I never partake in, I get emails about that stuff all the time through gyms and all that. I will never participate in fundraising events that are only going to fund the drug company studies. We'll never do that, because that's never, ever, ever going to give us clarity as a society on the cure and the cause. And their cure is not a cure. It's just giving you poison on top of an illness. So, you know, that's pretty much it. It's just, you know, I want you guys to put a mirror in front of your face, hold yourself accountable, and ask yourself, what am I doing to the best of my ability to prevent this illness from striking me, a family, or a friend? What am I doing? What are we doing as a group? What are we doing? Just because you eat a certain way, just because I eat and live the way I do, none of us are free of coming down with anything. There is something to be said of, like, if it's written in the stars, it's written in the stars. Your destiny is your destiny. But there are a lot of things we can do to help assist and control our destiny too. So, instead of throwing your hands up and saying, oh, you got to live life, well, if you live life, if you call that living life, then, more than likely you're going to pay the price. If you call a holistic approach living life, then you may just actually live a quality life. Because at the end of the day, it's about quality, not quantity. I've said this many a times. If I kick the bucket in a few years, God forbid, I'd much rather that with quality than live another 40 years and deal with tons of aches and pains, countless doctor visits, countless amounts of medication. And, that's always the rebuttal I get from people that eat McDonald's every day and drink beers and go out on the weekends and eat steak 5 nights a week is, oh, well, you got to die of something. Well, that is an ignorant statement, and that is a statement for the lazy that do not want to hold themselves accountable. And that is a statement for those that will fall victim to something. And that's a guaranteed, whether it be cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, you name it, stroke. They're guaranteeing themselves to have that outcome. So that is pretty much it. In honor of Cancer Awareness Month, Breast Cancer Month, I ask you, what are you doing to help prevent yourself, family, or friend from this illness? If you guys have not clicked the subscription button here on YouTube, please feel free to do so. You can find me on my website, franktwitterici.com, Facebook, and Instagram as well. Thank you. Peace and love.